The future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with the new Star Wars trilogy and the brand new Star Wars universe, but also other projects currently in the works by Disney and Lucasfilm for Disney Plus and theatrical releases. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really intriguing about the future of Star Wars is that we do know that Lucasfilm is going under many changes as we know it. In fact, just yesterday, Disney CEO Bob Iger stepped down, and Bob Chapek will be taking over as the new CEO, and that there's a lot of plans for a brand new person to take over as head of Lucasfilm over Kathleen Kennedy next year in 2021. Now, the thing about Star Wars is that we do know that a lot of TV shows and Star Wars movies are coming out in the near future that's all going to be a part of this new Star Wars universe that's going to be modeled after the MCU. So essentially what it's going to be like is that each and every project that is going to be released throughout this entire decade is all going to tie directly into each other. It kind of reminds me of what the MCU did back in 2008, of how Jon Favreau really kicked things off and how he's also going to play a major role in kicking off the new Star Wars universe. So it's quite ironic that Jon Favreau not only created the MCU essentially with Iron Man 1, but it's also going to really create it also with the new Star Wars universe, not just with The Mandalorian Season 2, but also, of course, how he's also involved with other Star Wars projects out there as well. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing has to do with the new Star Wars film dubbed as Star Wars X, where now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy, which is set to bring fans into a new mythology of Star Wars. It's noted that Disney has big plans to evolve the franchise into something new with the first film of the new trilogy that is currently dubbed as Star Wars X. It's explained that both Disney and Lucasfilm are currently set on introducing an entire new meaning of the Force in this new Star Wars film, and that part of the plot of the upcoming film is that they want to introduce a different side of the Force apart from both the light side and the dark side. It's noted that they are also developing brand new lightsaber designs for this new Star Wars movie to arrive, and that Disney is going to introduce Yoda once more in this new Star Wars film in an unexpected way for fans. They are planning to also introduce new Sith gods that will be a part of the spiritual realm that will be introduced in Star Wars X. Now, it's noted that the new Star Wars film will also dive further into the realm of Mortis, and that Lucasfilm wants to bring the Remni Core system back to life. A system in the Star Wars galaxy that was created by director Colin Trevorrow before he was fired by Kathleen Kennedy for Episode 9. Now, Lucasfilm also wants to take inspiration from Colin Trevorrow's character Tor Valum to make his way into this new Star Wars film in some way, shape, or form, which was going to be the other master of course, Emperor Palpatine. Now, be it flashbacks, holocrons, or an actual appearance, Tor Valum is actually aimed to be a part of this new Star Wars movie that will actually kickstart the new Star Wars trilogy in the near future. Lucasfilm is looking to using many of Colin's ideas about the Force in this new Star Wars film as well, and that they want to also explore the power of the wills in this new Star Wars movie, where Star Wars X will also be a film that will bring in new enemies located within the unknown regions as well as involving the legends of the Sith. So, what's really intriguing about this, obviously, is that they want to use many of Colin's original ideas for Duel of the Fates. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Duel of the Fates was the original title of Episode 9. There was a character in there called, of course, Tor Valum. Now, the character Tor Valum was going to be the second master of Palpatine, a Sith who actually instructed Palpatine before in the past. That's going to be somehow brought into the Star Wars universe with Star Wars X. Now, the thing about Star Wars X is that this movie is also going to introduce Sith gods and the spiritual realm. Now, that to me sounds like something. The fact that they're trying to really introduce a different realm and a different era of Star Wars that's going to introduce all these different sides of the Force, and how they also want to include the Remni Core system, which was also created by Colin Trevorrow. Colin Trevorrow, let me say one thing here, is that it may have had less nostalgia per se, as far as characters went, but he really wanted to make this movie a little bit more prequel trilogy-esque by having Coruscant in there, and by having Rey and Kylo Ren being the primary characters only. you know, nothing to do with the other characters like Finn, Poe as much. Basically, Colin wanted more to do with Rey and Kylo, screen time-wise, which I think would have been a better route to go. So, with that being said, this new Star Wars film, Star Wars X, it really seems like that Disney is very ambitious about it. They're really trying to make something very unique and original for the fans around the world. And that, to me, is the most important thing about Star Wars right now, is that, well, we need a Star Wars movie that's going to be very different, but will also feel very much like Star Wars at the same exact time, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing. They're taking a lot of ideas from Colin Trevorrow, and of course Star Wars Legends material. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.